Today we are going to be solving a 4x4 Ken puzzle. In order to solve this puzzle, we need to be familiar with the rules. First, if a box contains only a number with no operator, the box must become that listed number. Under the sun. Second, in a 4x4 puzzle, you can only use the numbers 1 through 4. Third, no same number can repeat in any row or column, vertically and horizontally. And finally, each heavy boarded cage has a target value with an arithmetic operation that must be solved. Getting started can be tricky, so let's start with some easy spots first. Let's start with our first rule to fill in the box with only a number in it. This green box will automatically become a 4. Now looking at my bottom right vertical rectangle where two numbers multiply to get 12, the only two numbers from 1 to 4 that will give us this value is 3 and 4. This leaves the top right vertical rectangle to include the 1 and 2. Let's look at our 2 at division. Knowing our division rules, there must be a 2 in this rectangle, meaning that the 2 cannot be repeated in this row, thus the top of the right pink rectangle must be listed as a 1, then a 2. Now that the 1 is filled in, the divisibility to get 2 can only be with a 4 and a 2, leaving the top left box by default to be a 3. Finishing this rectangle, we can see that the only way to get a 2 with subtraction with a 3 is with a 1. This, by default, makes the horizontal row have one missing number, being the 3. Looking back at our 2 divisibility rules, we see that a 2 and a 4 must belong in the top horizontal row. There is a 4 in the second vertical column, so the 4 must go in the third by default, then fill in the 2. Since I have solved the top part of my puzzle, I am writing out the possible combinations of numbers on the bottom half to visualize what can go where. Here I'm going to try placing my 2 and then my 1 under my 3 and my 6 plus rectangle. This will eliminate some of my options so that I can keep choosing other numbers. I have eliminated my 2 on the side since I already have a 2 in this row, and placed my 4 and 1 on opposite sides of where they are placed above. This makes the 3 a default horizontally and a 4 a default vertically. By default, the other two numbers can be filled in. Under the sun. Now let's double check if each column does not repeat our numbers twice and that each operation is solved properly. Then we are finished.